I friggin' love this comment because it invokes one of my favorite models for the evolution of sexual displays, and that is that they're taking advantage of pre-existing sensory biases in the opposite sex to get their attention. Now, this comment is about these oxpeckers that have the bright red beak tips that look a lot like the blood that they drink. And what this comment is suggesting is that maybe by having a bright red beak tip, you're indicating to the opposite sex that you're a particularly good blood forager. Now, while we don't know whether this is the case in oxpeckers, let's talk about male guppies mimicking fruit to take advantage of female sensory biases. Now, you're probably familiar with guppies even if you don't realize it because they're a really popular aquarium fish, and male guppies in your local pet store will look something like this, and we have selectively bred them to have these ridiculously elaborate tails and fins and colors. Under natural conditions, in the streams where they're found in Venezuela, Tobago, Trinidad, male guppies look more like this, and they vary quite a bit, you'll notice, in their patterns and especially in the amount of orange. See the orange blotches? Those range from population to population and even male to male within populations. And we've known for decades now that female guppies strongly prefer males with the most orange blotches and the brightest orange blotches. Great book by Ann Hood here. Now, in these streams where guppies are found in the wild, there is this fruit that periodically drops into the water and opens up to reveal this bright orange, highly nutritious flesh full of carotenoids, vitamins, and other good things for the guppies to eat. And so they have evolved a sensory system that is particularly sensitive to that orange color because it pays off to be one of the first fish to notice the fruit is in the river, and you can go gorge yourself before there's a lot of competition showing up at that same fruit. So along comes this paper where they tested the strength of the preferences for orange color across a bunch of guppy populations. They gave them a palette of colored discs and literally counted the number of times guppies pecked at one colored disc versus another colored disc, and found that overwhelmingly guppies preferred to peck at the orange disc over other colored discs. Meaning this preference for orange coloration likely arose as evolution via natural selection favoring individuals that recognized when that fruit was in the water, so their visual systems were more tuned to orange wavelengths of light, and then subsequently males that could deposit some of that orange coloration, those carotenoids in their skin, would get females' attention that much better than males that don't, because the female sensory system is highly sensitive to those orange wavelengths of light. So whether the blood red beak tips of these oxpeckers are taking advantage of a pre-existing sensory bias for the red color of blood, we don't know. But researchers who study mate choice and sexual selection agree that pre-existing sensory biases, these shaping of the sensory system in the context of natural selection, like avoiding predators or finding food, probably play a major role in the evolution of sexual displays that then take advantage of those pre-existing sensory biases.